Hello, it's John Perivale for Access Arts Live with this week's roundup of chamber music. And we have all kinds of it from all kinds of cultures. I will be getting to all of it in just a minute. On several days this week, there are 3 different chamber music live streams to choose from. I can't wait to tell you about them all, and I may have to rush a little bit to get it all through to you. But before we get going, let me remind you, if you're watching us on Facebook, click on the like button for the video and we will send you an invitation to follow us. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the subscribe button. And if you're watching on our other 4 live stream platforms, please don't just like the video, like us. Follow or subscribe to Access Arts Live on X, TikTok, Instagram, and or Threads, or all 6 of our platforms, if you want to be sure you don't miss anything. Now, let me get right to telling you about all of the terrific live streams we have going, because there are 2 of them that are coming up in just the next hour or 2. It's 5 o'clock in the evening on February 5th, Wednesday, here in Paris, France, where I'm live streaming from. And the first of the live streams we have to tell you about is today, Wednesday, at 6 o'clock. So it'll be just in an hour European time. Early music lovers, March Vivo live streams top harpsichordist Benjamin Alard playing Johann Sebastian Bach's Goldberg variations on Wednesday, February 5th at 6 in the evening, Madrid time, noon on the U.S. East Coast. That's right. It is part of their Landowski series, or Landowska, because with Polish names, depending on whether it's a man or a woman, that ski is changed to a ska. In the case of a woman, Landowska. But if she were a man, it would be Landowski. There's this whole series that March Vivo is doing, which revolves around the fact that there was a famous pianist, harpsichordist, Wanda Landowska. And she was the first person to record the Goldberg variations on her Pleyel Grand model concert harpsichord back in 1933 at the height of her international fame. So this is being recreated. We give you the link to it. It's free of charge. Who is Benjamin Alard? Well, I can show you a photo of Benjamin Alard if I remember how to do my job right, which I will do here in just a moment. Here's Benjamin Alard, the man of the hour for early music specialist. He had his big breakthrough back in 2004 when he won first prize at the International Harpsichord Competition in Bruges, which is a big deal. Then he studied harpsichord with Elisabeth Joyer in Paris. And since 2005, he's been the resident organist at Saint-Louis-en-Lille Church in Paris. That's this church right in the middle of the Ile Saint-Louis, which is in the heart of Paris. And every season he organizes a thematic cycle of concerts around Bach. So he knows his way around Bach. He's originally Belgian from Dieppe, but don't hold that against him. So anyway, check that out, early music lovers. Then, next we have coming up for you, sometimes just a photo or a series of photos gives you a pretty good idea of the energy and attitudes of a musical ensemble. And so it is in the case of this next group I'm going to tell you about, which will be starting their concert just a half an hour after Benjamin Allard's concert. There they are. Wild and free, you could say. Wednesday, February 5th at lunchtime on the U.S. East Coast, the Peabody Institute live streams the multiple prize-winning, robust, and enthusiastic Project Fusion Saxophone Quartet. That's right. That's those people, those joyous people in that photograph there. That's Danielle Espinoza on the soprano sax, Doug O'Connor on the alto, A1 Zhang on the tenor, and SFC Matt Evans on the baritone saxophone. The Project Fusion has won prizes at the Fishoff, Coleman, Plowman, Chesapeake, and Music Teachers National Association Chamber Music competitions. Now, I don't know what program they're going to be playing. Peabody Live didn't tell us. I couldn't find it anywhere, but it's sure to be exciting, especially if you're a saxophone lover or a saxophone quartet lover. Things that they have online for the coming year include exploring the music of video games. More and more people are doing that. I know the artwork on video games is fantastic. And doing world premieres of works by various composers. What do we have next for you? Oh, next we have something even more exotic, even more robust, even more exciting. Some might even say to me, John, this doesn't look to me like chamber music. For me, for us, for Access Arts Live, chamber music is anything which is an orchestral, operatic, or ballet. So if it's a small to medium-sized ensemble, we group it together with chamber music. Maybe I'm wrong, but hey, I'm running this joint, so that's the way it works. Okay. Now, the Kennedy Center Millennium Stage loves to team up with embassies from around the world to showcase the cultural heritage of different countries. And so it is. Actually, it's twice this week. But here's the first one. Wednesday, February 5th at 6 p.m. in Washington, D.C., the Millennium Stage live streams the GongMyoung Korean Drumming Collective in collaboration with the Republic of Korea and the Korean Cultural Center. The GongMyoung engages in drumming as in innovative reinterpretations of traditional Korean music. They were formed, 27 years ago, in 1997. They've been to over 50 countries and 130 international festivals. They performed in Australia, Norway, Sweden, China, etc. They performed everywhere. Okay, they play instruments which have names like the sogeum, the daigeum, the yanggu, the gayunggeum, and the string bamboo. And I have no idea what they are, and you probably don't either. But you will have an idea if you tune in for this. The program is called Walkabout, which refers to a journey without a predetermined return, I am told. And it consists of 10 different pieces, each of which is anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes long, with titles like Morning Sound, Sunflower, Joy, Walkabout, etc. So if you have any interest in exploring Korean culture in the most robust way, here's your chance to do so. Okay, moving right along. I'm trying to keep this going, folks, because I've got like 3 a day for day after day after day. Thursday, February 6th, St. Mary's Perivale live streams a talented and charming cello piano duo, Daryl Giuliano and Dominika Blatt, playing the music of Debussy, Dvorak, and Rachmaninoff. That's at their usual time of 3 in the afternoon. Have I got their picture? Yeah, there they are having coffee. I got this from Dominika Blatt's Instagram account, so I hope she doesn't mind my peeking it for this little ad. That's at 3 o'clock European time, 9 in the morning on the East Coast, 6 in the morning on the West Coast. For you Hollywood people having to get up so early to work on movies, I know about that. Anyway, they'll be playing Debussy's Cello Sonata, Dvorak's Rondo in G minor, Opus 94, and Rachmaninoff's Cello Sonata in G minor, Opus 19. Daryl Giuliano is a Canadian cellist. And she plays with several, she's always playing with other people. She founded a trio called Sonorite. She performs with an accordionist, and she's also a member of the Celia Quartet. Dominika Blatt, the pianist, is Hungarian, and she graduated from the Royal Birmingham Conservatory in the UK, but then got a master's degree at the Franz Liszt Academy of Music in Budapest, which I would say is an excellent place to learn more about how to play the piano. And she works with a stage group called Eurythmy West Midlands, exploring expressive movement. I think it should be a fun, interesting concert. It's all the St. Mary's Perivale concerts are always of high quality, and there's a great chat box there with people from all over the world who chime in. So I encourage you to join in and be a part of that gang. Let's move on to the next concert that we have for you. I have to click once and twice to get over to there and and pull up the picture for you, but I think it's worthwhile. This next one, this is a really, this is a really, sometimes you get a chance to hear a really expert duo performing, and this is one of them. Early music lovers, the always high quality Midtown concerts, live streams the Schwarz Shin duo playing treasures of the high Baroque, namely Bach sonatas for violin and harpsichord, Thursday, February 6th at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Mid-Court Concert Series is sponsored by the Gotham Early Music Society. They absolutely know what they're doing. They do a great job at it. It's Jörg Michael Schwarz on the violin and Dong-Sok Shin on the harpsichord. They'll be playing sonatas for obbligato harpsichord, and I'm not sure of which ones, because in the program they talk about BWV 1014 to 1019. But then when they start talking more specifically about, these are sonatas for violin and harpsichord, they talk about sonata BWV 1020. They talk about BWVs 1021 and 1022. I don't know which ones they're playing, but they're playing some of these Bach harpsichord and violin sonatas, and they're experts. Schwarz is a multiple prize award winner. He's repeatedly been a concert master for various early music ensembles. And Shin, he's a member of Ravel since 1997, if you're familiar with that group. And he's done a raft of recordings, played with a bunch of other early music groups. He's a producer and editor of early music recorders, and he tunes and maintains harpsichords in the New York area. So he's a real craftsman. If you're into early music, I think this will be an excellent concert for you to tune into. It's free of charge, although they do ask you to contribute a donation if you can afford it, because it does cost something. So what do we have coming up next for you after that? We're on to yes, a master pianist. This one won't be free, but I guarantee you it's worthwhile. This will also be on Thursday. In honor of Maurice Ravel's 150th anniversary, stage plus live stream star Korean pianist Seong-Jin Cho playing all of Ravel's works for solo piano live from Carnegie Hall, Thursday, 8 p.m. New York City time. That's right. He'll be playing 13 pieces that Ravel wrote for solo piano, including some of the familiar ones that we all know: Pavane pour un enfant défunt, Jeu d'eau, Gaspard de la Nuit, Valse noble et sentimentale, but also some others that you might not know as well. Seong-Jin Cho, he's one of the top pianists in the world. Broke through in 2015 at the 17th Chopin International Piano Competition, where he won first prize. Now he lives in Berlin and plays with everybody everywhere. And if you love Ravel and you want to hear him played really well, it's hard to do better than this at Carnegie Hall, isn't it? Okay, so check that out. It's not free of charge since it's on Stage Plus. It'll cost you $9.90 for a week subscription, or a voucher, they call it, if you want to enjoy it. And you will enjoy it. We move on to Friday, and Friday is another triple header. We Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 different concerts this week. And that's not even mentioning the organ recital live streams that are going on, and the operatic and symphonic live streams that are going on. There's a long lost opera being live streamed on Friday night. Anyway, so let's get to these Friday night offerings. The first one is coming to us from the Kennedy Center. The Kennedy Center live streams members of the National Symphony Orchestra in a string quartet playing a sumptuous program of works by Dmitri Shostakovich, Arvo Part, and Felix Mendelssohn, Friday, February 6th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll play Shostakovich's String Quartet No. 8, Arvo Part's Da Pacem Domine, Lord grant us peace, and Mendelssohn's String Quartet No. 3 in D major. The musicians are Jennifer Kim and Rachel Hunt on the violin, Ricardo Cincinnates on the viola, and James Lee on the cello. And there's a photo of a couple of them there. These are all, you know, top professionals. They're with the National Symphony Orchestra, of course. Now, coming up after that is a concert that I do not have a photo for. I just want to tell you about it briefly. Friday, February 7th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, St. David's Music Series gives you a chance to enjoy Schubert's Winterreise in its entirety, sung by Daryl Yoder, baritone, accompanied by Young-Yoon Lee on the piano. Schubert's Winterreise, some people actually absolutely love it. Personally, I prefer Die Schöne Müllerin, and I can think of a half a dozen absolutely lovely songs in Die Schöne Müllerin that nothing in the Winterreise can compare with. So, so you know how I feel about it. And for years, I worked on singing that thing. Daryl Yoder is a bass baritone from Virginia, went to Oberlin and Boston University. Young-Yoon Lee is from Seoul, Korea, where she started her musical studies, but she studied at the Cleveland Institute of Music, Oberlin, and the Manhattan School of Music. So I think she learned how to do something too. It should be a professional concert. And if you really love Schubert, well, you don't, how many opportunities do you get to hear Schubert's entire Winterreise rather than just selections? So let's move on to the next one. I didn't have a photograph for that one. The next one, boy. The next one's going to cost you, but it's a superb concert. Before even hearing it, you know it is. If you don't mind paying $40, you can enjoy the superb Danish String Quartet live streamed by the Denver Friends of Chamber Music this Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, playing Shostakovich, Mozart, and Stravinsky, among others. 7:30 Mountain Standard Time will be 9:30 on the East Coast, 3:30 in the morning in Europe, and 1:30 in the afternoon, Friday afternoon down under in Australia, for any of you who are watching in. That's this ensemble is Frederick Öland on the violin, Rune Tonsgaard Sørensen on the violin, Asbjørn Nørgaard on the viola, and Fredrik Sjøen Sjølen on the cello. Yeah, those are Scandinavian names. Let me tell you what they're going to be playing, if I can get my notes back and have them stop running away from me. Shostakovich's String Quartet No. 3 in F major, Opus 73. Mozart's Divertimento in F major, Kershaw 138. Stravinsky's three pieces for string quartet. Turlo, and selected works by a guy named Turlo O'Carolan. That sounds like an Irishman. And then selected works traditional. And I think those are their own arrangements of traditional Nordic music. They're one of the world's most renowned string quartets. Their concerts sell out all the time. I mean, but here's the way they describe themselves. We are 3 Danes and 1 Norwegian cellist, making this a truly Scandinavian endeavor. Being relatively bearded, we are often compared to the Vikings. However, we are only pillaging the English coastline occasionally. You got to love these guys. It's going to cost you $40 to watch it, though. So you got to have the pognon, as the French would say. But I guarantee you it will be worth the price if you can afford it. This is the Danish String Quartet. I mean, they're tops. What else do we have for you coming in on Friday night? I think we have one more on Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's these guys, which is another. No, that's we're on to Saturday now already. So we've finished up with the Friday live streams. Saturday noon in Madrid, March Vivo live streams the Kebiart Ensemble, a saxophone quartet playing a concert of classical and modern musical fantasies or fantasia. That's a musical genre for those of you who are not all that familiar with classical music and chamber music. And this is part 5 in a whole series of concerts. They've been doing one after another, exploring the relationship between what are called fantasies in musical composition and improvisation, which is related to fantasies. They'll be playing Henry Purcell's Fantasies in 4 parts in their own arrangement. Mikel Urquiza's Les Perfectibilités, Traité d'Ornement, for saxophone quartet. He was born in 1988, so he's very contemporary. This means the perfectibilities is what the title means in English. Then they'll play Clara Schumann's Four Fugitive Pieces, Opus 15, again in their arrangement, a selection of them. William Albright's Fantasy Studies, again a selection of those. And they'll finish up with Joan Perez Villegas's Debout Maurice, a fantasy on Ravel. Well, this is the 150th anniversary of Ravel's birth, so he's going to tune up all the time. Kebyar means to burst forth suddenly in Balinese. I don't know why they chose Balinese, but they did. They've been around for a decade. They've won chamber music awards such as the Swiss Orpheus Chamber Music Competition, the Premier Palau, and the BBVA Chamber Music Award. And they perform places like the Musikverein in Vienna, the Concertgebouw in Amsterdam, the Elbphilharmonie in Hamburg, and Wigmore Hall in London. These guys are the bee's knees. So I would encourage you to check them out. If you're now, the timing is not necessarily the best timing for those in the United States, because it's at noon in Madrid, which means 6 in the morning on the East Coast, and 3 in the morning late night on the late Friday night, early Saturday morning on the West Coast. But if you're up late on Friday night, why not? And 10 o'clock in the evening, Saturday evening, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Check it out. The Berlin Philharmonic also has a concert on Saturday. I can't tell if it's recorded or live, and I wish they would stop playing with the truth. I don't want to see pre-recorded and live right after each other on an advertisement, Berlin Philharmonic. One of them is a lie. And the performing arts are about truth and beauty. Just tell the simple truth. If it's recorded, call it recorded. If it's live, call it live. And stop blurring the lines between them because some marketers tell you it's a good idea. It's not. Well, I'll stop. I will stop there. Okay, now we move on to Saturday evening. Saturday evening, February 6th, the Millennium Stage live streams the Friendship Nation Ensemble and opera baritone Yenisbek Piatsov in Uzbek singing and dancing, the Uzbek cultural show. That's right. This is co-sponsored by the Embassy of Uzbekistan. It's another one of these collaborations that Kennedy Center loves to do. They'll be doing things like the Lazgi dance. Did I put up the picture? No, I forgot to put up the picture for you, but I'll put it up for you now. And we will move along. Here it is. Here they are. You can see the dancers, and you can see that baritone, Yenisbek Piatsov, in the lower right-hand corner. He'll be singing Uzbek songs, telling stories of love, nature, and passion, while the dancers are whirling around in the Lazgi dance. So there's that. Okay. Well, some people love these cultural things. Let's move on to the next concert that we have for you after the Uzbek experience. This is another one that will cost you. The always high quality 92 New York live streams the Owl String Quartet with special guest Claire Chase on the flute, playing original arrangements of classical chamber music compositions. Saturday, February 8th, 7:30 p.m. New York time. That's the music they'll be playing are When the Night. It's called When the Night by Paul Wianco, Samuel Barber's Adagio for Strings, Frangiz Alizadek's Rex, and Terry Riley's The Holy Liftoff for Flute, Strings, and Electronics. The first 3 of those are in an arrangement by the Owls group. We're told they're a young super group of exciting young string players creating their own original arrangements of music from the 1600s to the present. We will give you, if there's room for it, we'll give you a link to check them out. It should be, at the very least, an exciting chamber music concert, with or without that bear who is in the picture. I think we have two more live streams left for you. Sunday, February 9th at noon in Madrid, March Vivo live streams the Young Metamorphoses Quartet, playing a selection of chamber pieces composed exclusively by women composers of the 19th and 20th centuries. That's right, they are dedicated, this group, they were inspired by the writings of Virginia Woolf to devote themselves to promoting the music of women composers. So they'll be playing Fanny Mendelssohn Hensel's Quartet in E-flat major, Karen Rehnquist, The Riddle, she's contemporary. Alexandra Vrebelov's My Desert, My Rose, she also is contemporary. Another contemporary, Inti Figgis Vizueta's Branching Patterns, and Germaine Taillefer's String Quartet, she's 19th century. No, she's 20th century, died in 1983. And finally, Aftab Darvishi's Daughters of Soul. Oh, so a very contemporary or modern kind of music. This quartet actually got a master's degree in chamber music at the Paris Conservatory, and afterwards studied at the European Academy of Chamber Music. They have performed at places like Wigmore Hall, the Paris Philharmonie, the Franz Liszt Academy in Budapest, etc. So this is a good group and a chance for you to hear them give you excellent renditions of music by women composers of the 20th century. Do I have anything more for you today? I think I have one more live stream to tell you about, and we've managed to do all of this, my friends, in less than 30 minutes, which astonishes me because this was an awful lot. I don't have a photo for this last one. St. Mary's Perivale is back this Sunday afternoon in London, February 9th, with a talented familial piano quartet playing Mozart, Watkins, and Fauré for your Sunday pleasure. La paix dominicale, as the French call it. This is a piano quartet. It'll be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, European time, 10 in the morning on the East Coast, 7 in the morning on the West Coast. I call it familiar because it's David Adams on the violin, Isabel Neary Adams on the viola, Alice Neary on the cello, and Viv McLean on the piano. I'll get back to them in just a second. They'll be playing Mozart's Piano Quartet in G minor, Koszul 478, Hugh Watkins String Trio, and then in 7 movements, and then Fauré's Piano Quartet in C minor, Opus 15. So David, I think it's a Welsh family. David Adams is the leader of the orchestra of the Welsh National Opera. He's recorded all of Brahms's piano quartets with the Gould Piano Trio, and the Beethoven string quartets with the Endelian String Quartet. Isabel Neary Adams must be related to him, possibly his wife. I don't know. I don't have the background info. She's in she could be a daughter. Anyway, she's in her second year of her music degree at Oxford University. And she's a member of the Talon Quartet. Then there's Alice Neary on cello, chamber musician and principal cellist of the BBC National Orchestra of Wales, and Viv McLean on the piano. Viv McLean won the first prize at the Maria Casals International Piano Competition in Barcelona and has recorded for Sony, Naxos, Nimbus, Stone, etc., other records. Folks, that's what we have for you for this week. Remember, if you're watching this on Facebook, click on the like button for the video and we'll send you an invitation so you can follow us by just clicking on the invite. On YouTube, subscribe to us by clicking the button at the bottom or in the lower right-hand corner of the video at the end of this video. If you are watching this on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Threads, and you like the video, don't just like the video, like us. Follow us on those platforms as well. And in return, we guarantee you, we're going to give you live links to more than 1,000 live performances online in 2025. May one, more, or any of these live streams I've been talking to you about for the last 30 minutes inspire you, uplift you, or just show you a heck of a good time. Ciao for now.